Favorite place to eat in New York City?
Trader Joe's food. I'm on a budget. What do you mean?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Some Trader Joe's.
All right, you're gonna have to think back on that one.
I'm on a budget here in New York.
Oh my God, I can't.
That's real life though. Shout out TJ.
Hey everyone, welcome back to the chat. I'm your host, Samara Iman, and today I have two very special guests with me, Cheyanne Ollie and Jalen Ollie. Thank you guys for joining me today.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah, happy to be here. Here in New York.
Yes, made the trip down to Brooklyn. But I'm so excited to have you guys on just to talk about your sports journeys, things you've learned from your dad, him being Kevin Ollie and playing professionally, but then also transitioning into being a coach. So, being a college athlete isn't easy, whether it's Division III, you playing at Wesleyan, Division I, you playing at Fordham. So I just want to talk through your journeys, but then also how you got to college. So Jalen, we can start with you. Walk us through kind of when you first started playing sports, and because I know you played basketball too. Mm-hmm. So walk us through kind of how you started.
Well, I was just born really through that stretch with the birth effect that we previously talked about, but just out the womb, we was already at basketball in my hands, since Dad was in his rookie year out the league. So that pushed him forward throughout. So I was always had that ball in my hands. I really didn't start playing football, organized to third grade.
Okay.
Probably. So I started it was called the Mighty Mites in Glastonbury, really. So I really got just camaraderie of my boys all together, recess, really all together, really. But then moving forward with football and basketball, I started all playing both throughout grade school, middle school, and then on to high school and moving forward from there.
Mm-hmm. And Cheyanne, you play soccer. I know you play basketball too. Because funny thing is, we played soccer and basketball against each other when we were younger. Mm-hmm. In middle school, we both played Premier Soccer and then travel basketball. So, we were a little competitive back then. But yeah, same thing. How did you get started playing both?
Yeah, so starting off when I was younger, didn't know what I was doing. Mom put me in dance, did cheerleading, gymnastics, everything.
Yeah.
But probably second grade, I got into Hartwell soccer, just thrown in there, shin guards out of my socks. It was not cute, and I enjoyed it. I loved it, and then just friends and parents came up to my mom and was there's this club called Oakwood. You should it's premier. It's more not just travel, it's more competitive. You travel around, don't just play teams in Connecticut. Mm-hmm. So then I jumped into that, and then I stayed with Oakwood since I would say 5th grade on. I just stayed on that team, didn't move around, and I just ended up loving it. Mm-hmm. Basketball, that was just I loved it, but it was more I
fun.
Met my friends, I was just joking around, and it was a good escape from soccer, because soccer felt very serious. Mm-hmm. And I was just with my middle school friends and having fun, and I liked it because it was a different pace than playing soccer. Obviously, it's very different. So I just played middle school and then high school, but definitely soccer I knew I wanted to go play in college and take it far. So that's why I stuck with soccer.
Yeah, but for both of you, being that your dad played professionally, did you ever feel any pressure to play basketball in high school and then maybe play after that? Or was it kind of, I liked football, I liked soccer, and that's just what we were going to kind of pursue?
What's a really good thing is he never pressured us. Mm-hmm. I never felt he's do what makes you happy, which I love. He wasn't super pressuring. Also, I'm kind of short, so it didn't. He probably knew that I wasn't going to happen.
Yeah.
So, but he's always been supportive. If whatever we want to do, whatever makes us happy. He's just if it's a passion, you're passionate about it, you take it and take it as far as you can. So that's why I'm really grateful that we had him to have that support. always.
Yeah,
But
and we always had that label like, oh, you Kevin Ollie's kid, like, but he always raised us like, yo, be better than me. So we always on and just chose our another route. We always had a basketball, like I mentioned, we always had a basketball in our hands growing up. Like we were always to the games while he was traveling. So we're all thankful for that, but he always instilled us and raised us that way so we can choose our own route. And then we're truly grateful for the opportunities that were ahead of us.
I only asked you that because my sister and I talked about in the first episode, being that our dad played basketball. We felt a little pressure to play maybe when we were younger, just because, you know, he wanted to get us involved in AAU and all that. But I think it was probably different for us because he was our coach. So
he was there.
Yeah, so he was there.
He was
you know, like
courts.
he wasn't you know, just on the sidelines. He was telling you what to do. So we definitely felt that pressure. So that's why I really want to ask you that question, because I think everyone who grows up with a parent who played the same sport as they did, they kind of feel like, oh, like I want to follow in their footsteps. But also at the same time, I think there's nothing wrong with pursuing a different sport, but then still having that same mindset that maybe your parent had in their sport, you know? So I think that there's a lot that can translate into different sports like soccer or football. But yeah, so leading up until after high school, Jalen, I know you played at Glastonbury, and then you went on to play at Avon Old Farms. Talk through that journey and kind of how that went for you.
Yeah, we went from like a public school to like a boarding school, so it was pretty crazy. But then when we went to all boys schools to public schools, a little bit of a change.
Yeah.
I was staying there, so I did 1 year post grad. So all my friends in that 2014 class all went to college.
Yeah.
So I was like the only one, like all boys school who I robbed, but I was truly thankful.
Meanwhile, they're in college on their own, and
like
you're
I
in
was
a
at boarding school, so we stayed there too. So I had that just away from home, but Avon was only like 20 minutes away from Glastonbury. It's not that far at all, but just really happy, whatever. I don't look back and regret anything I did. And then also Avon gave me great opportunities that I get with that coaching staff, and I'm still boys with those dudes to this day as well. So like those relationships, like that bond has been like still locked in for sure.
And do you think going from a public school, because obviously I went to a public school too, do you think that transition going from public school to a prep school prepared you for college sports a little more than maybe just playing at Glastonbury? Because, I mean, I know you set the school record for touchdowns and everything. So how is that? Because I know Avon Old Farms is a pretty good school athletically. So was that kind of, like when you got there, was there any sort of like wake up call, like, hey, like this isn't like just public school, the conferences in Connecticut. This is legit. There's
like
good talent.
Like, it's definitely a level up wise from like that public school age, but it's competition, but also the exposure. Like when I walked down the fields on Ryan Field, it was like D1 coaches on the sidelines. I hadn't ever seen that at Glastonbury, like have that one-on-one conversations with them. So that definitely prepared me. But like Glastonbury, I'll always have that in my heart. But also Avon, both of those schools, they definitely built me and prepared me for the better. And I was just grateful to have the opportunity to play at Fordham University. When they told me, it was like, yo, you have a shot at this. Like you can play in this level.
Yeah. And then with you also played at Glastonbury playing soccer. What was your high school career like for you?
I only played for 2 years. I was on varsity freshman and sophomore year. But then Oakwood went academy. So it was the choice of either you keep playing on Oakwood and play all year round, and you have to quit your high school sport, or you move and like go to CFC or like what is it, FSA, I think, and then you play ECNL, and then you can play high school and Premier in the spring. So that was a really big decision for me, being like I played in Glastonbury High School for like my freshman and sophomore year, and then that was the decision. I was like, do I stay? Like, I love my high school team. I just love that environment of like, oh, pasta dinners. Like you have all your, like, you do like senior day. I was like, I'm going to miss out on that. But then thinking like, am I taking soccer seriously? Oakwood will lead me.
Yeah, what comes after that?
What comes after? Like, do I really want to play in college? Because like, when you look at Oakwood, you're thinking Premier, D1. Like, this is like serious like stuff. So I decided to go to Oakwood and quit. So that was a really big thing because like, it was a lot of drama kind of with that, like a group of like two of my other teammate also left with me, so it was
so
like
at least
kind
you
of a
weren't
big
doing
thing.
it alone,
but like
you had someone
coaches
with
also
you.
being like trying to convince, like, no, like you can like still get exposure with ECNL and not academy. And it's just like the decision. I also like on me, I felt like if I do this, I need to play D1.
Okay.
So that was like also in my head. I was like, if I wanted like really commit, like I always thought like I need to go big and like, but like now I'm D3,
Yeah.
but like I still like my experience was like amazing staying on Oakwood, and like I'm happy with my college experience. But yeah, that was definitely interesting to deal with that and not play 4 years of high school soccer.
So that's interesting because I didn't know that. I never knew that I never knew you did that.
Yeah.
Growing up in Connecticut, honestly, because basketball was my first sport, so I didn't really take soccer. I took soccer seriously in high school, but not to the point. Like I stopped playing premier soccer in 8th grade, I think, 7th or 8th grade, pretty early. But so I didn't even know that was an option because I just wasn't around a lot of other girls who were doing that. So that's something I just learned right now. But that's really interesting that you both kind of took a different path than I guess you can't say normal athlete because there's no such thing as a normal athlete. Everyone has their own path. But that's really interesting to know that, you played at Glastonbury, went on to play prep, and then you left high school. Well, not left high school early, but
like left high school soccer and then went to play all year round.
They was winning too.
Yeah.
We won a championship like sophomore year too. It was like both years.
They were like, "What do we got to do for you to stay?"
Like high school soccer, we never lost the 2 years I was there, which is like crazy. Like it was on the news and all this. I'm like, I don't want to lose this.
I remember Glastonbury was good.
I don't want to lose this. Like I'm like the top. That's like I felt like I was like freshman. I'm like with all the
There's
seniors.
nothing better than being a freshman. You said you were starting too, right?
Not my sophomore year. I did.
Okay,
I started a little bit freshman, but sophomore is when I was playing. But still, like I was showing up with my jersey at school.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm on the soccer
when you're
team.
A freshman or
top dog.
When you're a freshman or sophomore, and you're starting and your team is doing good, it's like there's nothing. There's nothing better.
Do I want to lose that? So that was also a really big thing. Mostly like socially, I feel like in high school. Like, I feel like Glastonbury. I don't know if you can relate. Like athlete, like being an athlete in high school. Yeah, it was like it's all talk.
It's
like,
different. Yeah.
So now when you're like Oakwood, they're like, what is that? Like, what do you, like, you just like, they don't
so
understand.
You just left high school. So being that you said if you were leaving high school, leaving Glastonbury, you were like, I'm going to have to play D1. Mm-hmm. So once you started doing ACNL, what changed, that it went from I'm playing D1 and then, your journey starting at Wesleyan. How, like, what happened that you ended up playing at Wesleyan?
If I'm being honest, the recruiting process really like scared me. Mm-hmm. Being like soccer, probably for football also, like to do recruiting, like soccer starts like sophomore year of high school, and they're like, pick a college. Like I'm like, I don't even know like what to major in. Like, I don't even know like I can't. I'm a sophomore. Like what are we like 16? Like I don't know. Like it just like really scared me. And they're like, email coaches. You have to email them and like. They have to watch your game, and also like mentally it really messed me up because I'm like, they're D1 coaches watching my other teammates, and I don't know if they're watching me. Just like that like was really stressful for me. I'm like, how am I gonna be a sophomore and like commit? Like there's people in like 8th grade kind of like committing to like Duke, or I'm like, how do you know like where you want to do?
Go,
like how do you like I was trying to pass my AP bio exam. Like I was focusing on other things, like or like homecoming or like prom. Like I'm like, I don't know what I want to do like after school. So like that I think was a really big thing. Like pushed me away from wanting to expose myself to coaches. 'Cause I'm like, it was really messing with me mentally of like watching coaches on the sideline and just like
like you said at Avon there were coaches lined up on the
exposure. It's crazy.
It's just trying to sell yourself kind of, and I just like didn't like that, and then I like stopped really. I was like, do I want to play soccer in college? Like
it's a lot.
That's like I don't want to like clinics like what like you're just like a tryout, you're just showing off. Like you did your combines and like that was probably also scary. So I just like didn't really like enjoy that, so I stopped. And then
that's crazy that you say that, because my junior year when I was trying to figure out, because I was for basketball I was trying to figure out like, okay, I've been traveling all over the country for tournaments, is this something that I really want to do? Because it's like you commit and for everyone who knows, if you played Premier AU, just at a competitive level in high school, like how that just like it just overruns your life. Not overrun, like it's just your whole life in high school pretty much.
Yeah.
If you're playing a sport and you want to get to the next level. So even when I was playing basketball, I was like, okay, do I really want to do this, or do I just enjoy doing it? But also, I could be doing other things my last year of high school, so I can relate to that.
And just, I don't know, that was really stressful for me. And then I kind of took like a step back, and I was like, is this what I want to do? Because also, like, one big thing that my parents told me is like, you need to go to a good school. Like, not just like soccer is you're gonna be an athlete, but like, where is that gonna take you? Like, I'm sorry you're not going pro.
Yeah.
I knew that. Like, I knew I wasn't gonna go pro. Like,
Yeah.
not gonna make money playing a sport. So like, the biggest thing was go somewhere where you're gonna be academically challenged. So like, that was like also a thing that was factored in, which I went to Wesleyan, which is a really good school. And
Very
like,
good academically, yeah.
That's why I felt like it was the best decision for me, because I'm like, I was looking, if D1 schools were looking for me, they weren't like the best academic, and I'm like, I don't know what I want to do with my life. So I'm like, that was a big factor for me to choose Wesleyan over like any other small, like you're just gonna say you're in D1, but like it's like a small or like D2. So that was definitely a big thing for me.
And then with you going to Avon, what made you choose that school, and what made you think like, hey, I have to go to Avon? This is how I'm gonna get to that next level.
Yeah, when I was getting recruited, they said to take that next step. But also the team-wise was really good. They had some players that are also getting recruited.
Yeah.
At other big schools, Big
Yeah.
Ten, like.
A lot of big college players have gone to Avon.
SEC-wise, like they had the exposure. So I was like, if I can play with those guys, they coaches, like, man, who knows? Like, you never know. Like, what's that guy doing?
Exactly.
At that quarterback spot. So
if that coach is coming to see them, they're gonna see you too.
I'm throwing them the rock. Like, for real. So,
exactly.
So they're gonna do.
I mean, you're the quarterback, so you must be. If they're doing well, you must be doing something well.
I'm trying to get them the rock. That's all I can do.
Exactly.
Really. So thankful for all the coaches and the opportunity. But also being close to home as well. I think it was at UConn still. I think it was 2015. And mom was still there as well. So she was truly the backbone of the family, still to this day. That 2015, I think they were unfortunately divorced at that time. So just trying to leeway, get back on home I can. So I still wanted to be close to them. And also Cheyanne too.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, she was in high school as well.
Sunglass Maria.
Yeah, so I had to watch.
What a good brother.
Sometimes.
She rolling her eyes. I'm big bro.
That's crazy.
So I just want to be also close to the family too. I don't want to go too far. Like like New Brunswick, Massachusetts.
Yeah,
like,
that's
Northeast tri-state area. I was like,
stay in Connecticut.
Avon was cool. So I'm truly grateful to say. It's like I mentioned before, I'm still close with them boys.
Yeah.
To this day.
And so once you got to Avon and coaches started seeing you and everything, how did you transition? So what made you go to Fordham?
I also want to get out of Connecticut. I was like, I say that when I get home, but like, even on the official visit with those guys, like I just always wanted to be in New York, too. But I had opportunities to go with NESCAC too, her route, with D3. I had those schools, but most of them were in Connecticut wise. So I think it was also like Yale and Columbia over there too. So just move up towards New York. I couldn't make those tiers in Ivy League, unfortunately, but Fordham, I think, fit me really well with the opportunity they gave me, and also their business school, too. So the opportunities and benefits were very helpful in that decision.
And I know once you talking about your college career, once you got to Fordham, I know you made a switch from quarterback to wide receiver later on in your career. So what made you make that decision?
Shoot, to get on the field.
Yeah.
I was tired of being sidelines, but I'm just a very patient guy. Even in high school, I didn't get to play till my senior year in Glastonbury as well. So just waiting, our dad, both our parents just told us, like, yo, when your name's called, get ready.
Be ready.
Yeah, like you never know when your time is coming. That's a Christian thing as well. But just the opportunity they gave me to move to that, I think it was my senior year, to move to receiver, going into senior year as well. Like you have an opportunity to play, get on the field. So it's just that ick, I think. I don't know if it's an Ollie thing, but just get on the field and just play ball, really, for real. So just having an opportunity to get after it and also get on the field. And I think I was truly grateful. And I ended up playing a good amount of time
Yeah.
moving the receiver. So it wasn't that bad. Like, I still was a little basketball in me too. So it was like, I'm not that fast.
Yeah.
But I know how to get open. I'm quick enough too.
Yeah.
I'm not fast, but I'm quick for real. So it wasn't that hard of a change.
Yeah.
But I was like quarterback friendly. Kind of know where the quarterback wants to be in the zone, sit in those zones, and then also make those reads pre-snap and post-snap.
Okay, cool. So yeah, that's what I was gonna say. I feel like transitioning to wide receiver, you probably knew a lot of the plays from a quarterback perspective, I guess. So that, I'm sure that probably made things a lot easier.
Making sure the routes, because there's so many routes, but playing quarterback for so many years, I was just like, this is natural. Really, it's just like, oh, we could be at the right spot at the right time as well. But and to this day, it's cool.
Yeah. Talking about football, do you follow football at all?
No. I have to be a Cowboys fan, or I'll probably get kicked out or cut off from.
Why y'all are
Jalen and
Cowboys fans?
Yeah, Jalen and my dad. They're like, I have to be a Cowboys fan, but
you can come over to the Jets side. Come on over to the Jets
It's either
side.
Giants or Jets.
I know.
For real.
Yeah. No, we're actually going to the Jets game next weekend. Giants play the Jets, so that'll be a good game. So yeah, but I kind of I'm curious. Going back to, you said when you were at Avon, your dad was still at UConn. I'm curious, kind of, what was that like for you guys, kind of seeing him win a national championship at UConn in the state where you grew up. So how was that for you guys?
I think it was cool. It was 2014. We were just on a high. It was crazy. It was like I think it was like crazy before even the tournament started. I remember because it was during basketball season.
Yeah.
And I think it was like in the winter time. They were playing Louisville, and they like lost. Wait, times like 20, 30. Yeah, but I don't want to bat like that. But like, it happened. Like the numbers don't lie. But just his bounce back from there, making that run in that tournament, like just talking down his name. Like I remember like Charles Barkley. We were still watching Jose, like talking smack. I had to like, they ain't gonna beat Michigan State.
Yeah.
Like you can rerun the clip. Like you'll see it there. So just bashing on his name, but also just growing from it. Like, you know what I mean? You can throw seeds in the dirt. You can throw all the dirt on his name, but he's still going to grow from that. So he definitely raised us that way. So that run was crazy. And we were just glad to experience and see it and just go with it too as well. So.
And now being that you guys are both living in New York, your dad's with Brooklyn, how I'm sure you guys are both excited now that you're living in New York and he made the transition to New York. How are you guys feeling about that?
I'm just happy he's close to us again because he was at overtime in Atlanta. So he was in New York still, and I was in Connecticut at Wesleyan. So like for like a big gap, he was far from us. So like usually him being in UConn, he was close by. Like I was living with him, but definitely like now like. He's just like a 15-minute train ride away, which is like what I needed, especially like new chapter in my life, and I'm having him. And, like,
I mean, living in New York is a lot.
It's a lot, yeah. So and just
Jalen's
graduating.
like, no, it's not.
Yeah, it is a full circle moment.
Yeah.
Been here for like 3 months now, and I'm like, it's like a lot. So especially going from always being in Connecticut to now being
Connecticut
exposed here.
versus New York, it's
totally
a big
different.
difference. Yeah.
You had some time to adjust to
Yeah,
Fordham.
Connecticut, New York is not that far, about a trip and a half. But I've been here since 2015. Out there, uptown in the Bronx. So I get I'm biased, like tired of it. Really, I don't know whatever happens, but I just had to have them close to me too. And then Miles is still in Connecticut as well, so I get a chance to see her.
Yeah,
as
so
well.
you're close to everybody. Yeah.
Yeah, so we get the whole family. So we're still figuring out Thanksgiving, Christmas, little family activities, but just having that chance, not booking a flight, getting there ahead of time. That's really been beneficial within our standpoint so far. But I've been growing it so far. I've been enjoying it. Yeah, really. So
I'm curious, being that your dad played in the NBA, and then when he got to UConn, and now being in Brooklyn, who's one of like the coolest people you've gotten to meet with this whole journey, or even in your own journey? You know, being at Fordham or being at Wesleyan. If there's anybody who like in this entire this whole sports journey as a whole, with your family, your individual journeys, who's someone who stands out and you're like, wow, this person was a really cool person, and you just learned a lot from them?
Probably learned a lot. Probably my most spontaneous one was probably Barack, when we got to see him there.
For the when you went to the White House?
Yeah. So that was probably most spontaneous. But learning from somebody, there's so many players that we get to talk to and call them Unc as well. But really, there's all of them.
Everyone, yeah.
Especially when he was in the league, there's having those times. They probably don't remember. But probably one was when Kemba getting to hear it in Shabazz during those runs in 2011 and 2014. Those are UConn legends to this day.
Yeah.
As you know, you went to UConn. So,
yeah, legends.
So we still got love for them
Yeah.
as well. But also league players like who possibly 13 teams.
Yeah, he moved around
10 plus seasons.
I was young.
Really? Seeing like KD, Russ, play with Bron. So
I'm sure that was probably cool when KD came to Brooklyn for a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. So Paz was in there, but he was on the same with the Thunder.
Mm-hmm.
And then he was with the Cavs too, with Bron and them. So just holding those high expectations. But those times right there, it's just like you look back, it's like, dang, we was really there.
Yeah.
Look back at your journey.
Very fortunate.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it was very nice.
Things.
Yeah, that's crazy because actually the 2014 championship, I remember my mom went and I remember she called us and was like, "Oh yeah, so I'm going to Texas for the Final Four." And we're like, "Wait, you're going where?" But it's crazy because it's like you said, I swear everything comes it's a full circle moment because this past March I got to go down to Texas for the Final Four. So like you said, yeah, everything's happens for a reason. Full circle moment.
Full circle moment. Really.
Yeah. And then now that you guys are in Brooklyn, are you guys gonna be going to any games? I'm sure you probably will be.
I'm excited for it. I feel like when I was young, when my dad was in the NBA, I was like really young, so I don't really remember the atmosphere. So I was mostly exposed to the college atmosphere to get back into the NBA. I'm excited for the games.
Yeah, I'm excited. I remember probably my most I can really remember. I was a ball boy in like Philly.
Yeah.
I was in Philly though, so I was like them Philly cheesesteak, those Sandros, ball boy Philly, like Wells Fargo Center. It was like you had AI getting his hair braided by his mom's on the baseline, like those are the times since like 2000. So like I mentioned before, like he played with iconic players. Just truly fortunate, Cheyanne said. But just him getting back into the NBA season, like it's an 80+ game season.
Yeah, it's long.
You know what I mean? So you gotta get back to the traveling and stuff. Like he did it before as a player, but now he's doing it as a coach. So he's just trying to get his routine back together. Mm-hmm. But it's like you said, it's a full circle moment. Just having them back in New York. They always looked at me. I was been here after graduation, being in New York. I was like, "How you do it?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm looking at y'all now. Like, see,
I told you.
Yeah, like, shoot." But it's been cool.
Mm-hmm. So kind of going into your lives now, and that adult life after college.
It's hard.
What are some things you think you've learned from just being athletes and playing in college, and things that you kind of use day to day, but then you think back and you're like, okay, that was something that I brought back with me from being an athlete, or the athlete mentality. What's something you think you learned in college that you really use today in your life, in your day-to-day life?
Me, is definitely time management is a big one, because college, you would have class, practice, games, traveling, you're studying on the bus, going to a game. Mm-hmm. So now, like, at work or, like, day-to-day, I'm just, like, time management of, like, what I need to get done, day-to-day 9 to 5, definitely a big thing. Perseverance when I'm, like, struggling, just know that, like, it gets better, and just keep working. It's definitely, like, that grit is still in me, which is really nice that I had that.
Yeah, I definitely agree with time management. Trying to get up early, like early risers, like those like weights, like lifting, like back in school, but like do the same thing while you're here, like, and also mental health is like a big thing, as well. Just like being truly grateful that he woke you up today. You start off with a W already,
exactly,
as well. But also, don't repeat the same mistakes. That can just be in life, but also in the workspace. As well, because definitely people take notes, but you always want to grow from that. You can't grow when you're repeating the same mistakes over and over. Like, you learn from that, and you just really rebuild. Yeah,
and going off of that, what's something that you wish you knew when you were a freshman at Fordham or a freshman at Wesleyan, that you realize, like, dang, I really wish I knew this back then, that you realized maybe when you were graduating, or you realize now, kind of reflecting on this sports journey?
What I learned most from transitioning from college athlete to now.
Something you wish something you would tell your younger self.
Oh, younger self?
Yeah.
Don't stress out too much.
I was gonna say that. Relax.
Like anxiety is good. Like,
college is stressful.
But like when you have anxiety, like you have something to worry about.
Exactly.
which
Yeah.
is a good thing. So
Mhm.
just always
It's
trying
good.
to stay positive.
Yeah. I was
You know?
I was actually telling one of my friends the other day that it's good to be nervous because it shows that you care.
Yeah.
Because
There's
if
something
you're
to worry about.
exactly
If you have nothing to worry about,
you're
truly lazy.
yeah.
Something wrong with you. Like, yeah, like people tell me like you're dealing with anxiety. It's like, yo, it's okay. Like,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a good thing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, worried about mine is like, just be happy. It's
Yeah.
easy to say, but actually, like doing actions speak louder than words. It's definitely like life be lifing. You know, like we truly do. But
He's dropping the meme.
like, it's real stuff, especially when you're out here in New York.
Yeah.
So, it's just you only been here 3 months, but just making sure she's okay too. Like I've been through it as well right after college. So trying to install those type of notes in her daily routine, because routine's a big thing day to day.
Yeah.
Just stepping outside of college, going away from there.
Yeah. And how about you? What's something you learned or that you realized as a senior at Wesleyan that you were like, or something you realize now, just about this entire sports journey that you were like, dang, I wish freshman Cheyanne knew that.
Definitely, like, it takes time, like, to adjust. I feel like now, like, freshman year, I was new, college from high school, like, starting a new team, and, like, here now, I'm in total different new city, like, trying to, like, expose myself, trying to, like, I don't know, get my groundings, like, surroundings and all that. So I definitely just, like, it takes time. Like, you're not going to get right into it and, like, have your life planned out. Like, you're going to be up in the air. Like, right now, I'm, like, I don't really know what I'm doing. Like, I'm 22, and I'm just, like, in New York, just chilling. I don't know, like
just living life, trying to
but
figure
just
out.
like I feel like freshman year I was so frantic. I was like, I need like everything in order. We're right in soccer, like this is totally new, and like just relax, and like it's time. It's gonna adjust with time.
I swear, it's like being a 22-year-old.
It's like
it's
cycle.
It's just like you were. It's just like when you were a freshman in college. It's like
you don't know what you're like. You don't know what you're doing.
Hey, y'all still young.
Like,
no,
exactly. Like I feel like that. Like I feel like I'm a freshman in New York.
Life. Yeah.
Like I was a freshman in college. Like it takes time.
4 years, but it's like the rest of your life.
Yeah.
Literally.
Yeah, that's crazy, but that's funny that you mentioned that, because I'm like, sometimes I find myself like thinking like, okay, I need to have everything figured out right now. And I'm like, I'm just constantly reminded, or it's like you look at other people who you graduated with, and maybe they're in a different place than you are. And I think thinking back, I was reflecting on the first episode. I was saying like when I was a freshman in college, I was looking back, and everyone who I played basketball with, they were playing in college, and I'm like, you know what, I can't keep looking at what other people are doing.
What could have happened.
Yeah, or what could have been, or what I should be doing right now to just, I don't know, just something I realized is just to stop comparing yourself to others.
Yeah.
So I think that's probably one thing I would say to my freshman self, or even just tell myself right now, like just chill out, like you said, just chill. You're in your early 20s, everything's gonna be okay. Everything's gonna be okay. So I want to transition into our next segment, Make It Snappy. Rapid fire Q&A, pretty much say whatever, the first thing that comes to your mind.
Oh my gosh.
All right, so for each question, Shai, we're gonna start with you, and then we're just gonna go back and forth. All right, ready?
I'm scared.
All right, favorite athlete?
Oh my god.
It's rapid.
I know. I don't know. Kevin Durant. Dang. That wasn't rapid at all.
Is that yours too?
Messi.
Really?
Rap or R&B?
R&B.
R&B.
All the way.
Favorite team your dad played or coached for?
Thunder. Take yours too.
I like Philly.
Philly.
0-1 against the Lakers.
Favorite artist to listen to before a game?
Drake.
Travis Scott was bumping on my ear.
Favorite place to eat in New York City?
Trader Joe's food. I'm on a budget. What do you mean?
That's crazy. That's crazy.
Some Trader Joe's.
All right, you're gonna have to think back on that one.
I'm on a budget here in New York.
Oh my god, I can't.
That's real life though. Shout out TJ.
All right, what about you?
Favorite restaurant? Restaurant? Oh, probably be
In the city.
in Manhattan. Shout out Miss Scally and Fide Eye. My guy Lou.
Most underrated artist?
Underrated. Remy Wolf. I don't know if you heard of Remy Wolf.
How about you?
Man, Friday, he's going crazy. He just released the album.
Favorite sports team?
The Nets.
You gotta go with the Cowboys.
Oh God! Now you're wearing this. Now you're wearing the stars on your hat. New York City or Connecticut?
New York.
New York. Yeah, she used to be like that. She used to be scared of New York.
I was.
That's love.
Subways. I was afraid of subways. I'm good now.
Favorite movie?
Dark Knight.
Oh my gosh. Transformers.
Favorite TV show?
TV show. Love Island.
Good one. Good one.
Shout out Abbott Elementary.
That's a good one
Another
too.
good one. All right, last one. If you
Hey, the
didn't,
writers.
I can't with y'all. Okay, all right, last one. If you didn't play soccer or football in college, what sport would you have wanted to play besides basketball?
Talent-wise or just for fun?
Just for fun.
Golf.
Golf, really?
I wanted to be good at. I was good in 6th grade.
Probably
I lost it.
volleyball.
Volleyball.
That'd be fun.
All right. All right. Thank you. That was Make It Snappy. Even though y'all did not make that
I know, we
snappy.
did not.
I was falling through.
No, you were thinking.
Well, I still can't believe you said favorite place to eat in New York City is Trader Joe's.
$1.50 pizza, maybe.
They got that in Connecticut. They got that everywhere else in the country.
Shout out New Haven Pizza.
Facts.
Yeah.
Facts. Shout out New Haven Pizza. All right. I want to ask you guys some current events questions and kind of just see who you follow kind of in the sports world right now. So you say do you follow NFL
No.
at all? Not at all.
Not
Just
really.
watch it
I'm
when
not
we
really.
watch
Yeah, I don't really follow. I follow sports somewhat.
Okay.
Sports,
more.
yay.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
all
But
He's doing you dirty. All right. So, well, then, Jalen, I'll ask you, what are your thoughts on this whole Travis Kelce, Taylor Swift ordeal?
different.
Well, you know that too.
Yeah, I don't know. The Swifties go crazy. But yeah.
Are you a Swiftie? Why do I feel like you're a Swiftie?
I'm not.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
I sing along to it, but I'm not die hard.
Yeah, 22,
Okay.
I know that song.
Yeah.
That's about it. I think so. But,
You know more.
yeah, if I hear it, like,
Yeah.
I can bob my head to things. We go to a bar.
You know
we
the
play that song,
chorus.
Yeah,
music,
yeah. Well, then now that I know that you're a Cowboys fan, so what's going on with Dak and your boys down there?
Ain't nothing wrong with Foe. Ain't nothing wrong. Yeah, he's good. He's controlling the controllable. That's all he can have. So, for real. But the interceptions, the
Interesting.
turnovers going to come and go. But we had some injuries early in the season. But we get those boys, especially in the front line. The bounce back would be good.
You still
We
think?
also had injuries too. We had Trev Diggs. Tore ACL, unfortunately.
Yeah, that was crazy.
That was
in
hurtful.
practice.
Crazy. So they need to stop with the turf stuff.
Yeah,
You saw your boy A-Rod. You know what I mean?
yeah,
They need more grass fields.
I don't want to talk about it.
So,
But it's
moving
okay.
on.
It's okay because we might be seeing him before the playoffs, so that's okay.
Okay.
I mean,
sound good.
Did you see? Well, I don't know if you saw, but you saw him
Yeah,
on
he
the
was
on
throwing.
the.
Yeah, he was throwing on the field.
I'm sure we'll see him on the sidelines on Sunday or next Sunday, but
Make sure you don't throw off the back foot.
Oh,
he gonna
gosh.
be good.
yeah. But I'm hoping that I don't know. Maybe we'll see our Cowboys at some point.
Yeah, we don't. I know you don't want to talk about what we did too early in the season, but that's another.
It's okay.
conversation.
Zach Wilson he's getting his groove.
progressing.
He's getting his groove.
Yeah, as long as you don't talk bad in the interviews.
And then what about basketball? Do you follow basketball or?
Nope.
Yeah.
I sound really lame right now.
It's
I'm on
okay.
a sports podcast.
It's okay.
I don't follow sports.
Well, I guess besides the Nets, obviously you're going to be following them. What's the team that you're going to be following this upcoming season?
I'm excited to see Wembanyama. I don't know how to pronounce his last name. The first.
Wait, who?
The dude on the Spurs. They got drafted first.
Oh, Wemby.
Hey, Wemby.
Wembanyama.
What'd you say?
Wembanyama.
I don't know what he said. I thought he said
Wembanyama.
Mbappe.
No, Mbappe, crazy. I do watch my soccer. Shout out Man City. But
Oh, Man City. Oh, so that's
I
what
do
you
watch my
follow.
soccer. I do watch my soccer.
Do you?
Okay.
Yeah. She get mad when she's like, I'll be at
She
your
thinks-
games.
you think you can
I'll be
beat me
young.
too.
Mm.
He plays FIFA and he thinks that he knows all about soccer because he plays FIFA.
Yeah, but I'll be going to their games. I'll be young, like, yo, three ball, like, go crazy, like, live, like, shout out my Fordham boys.
Not
yeah.
the lob.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Our Fordham boys know we played FIFA all years.
That's crazy. But
All
yeah, no,
years.
I'm excited to see 1B too. So, so on Friday, I drafted my fantasy team. I'm doing fantasy.
that.
I'm doing fantasy for the. I've never done fantasy football, which I want to get into next year.
It's better, I heard.
Yeah.
Because, like, there's so many games back and forth with basketball, you can't
Yeah,
keep track.
it's gonna be hard, but hopefully I'll pull through,
Okay.
and win this money for my fantasy league.
Money talk, huh?
Yes, but yeah, that's all we have time for today. Thank you guys so much for joining. I enjoyed our conversation. You know, I've learned a lot of things just sitting down with you guys. For instance, I didn't even know that not playing high school soccer was even an option. I didn't even know that. So thank you guys so much for joining me and just talking through your journey, talking through Fordham, Wesleyan, and yeah, is there anything else you guys want to talk about?
Thank you.
No, I appreciate you. You keep doing what you're doing. I'm
I
proud
know.
of you.
Thank you.
I like how you mentioned, like, yo, don't be comparing your life to others. Because comparisons are really, truly
Yeah.
give a joy. Really.
And I just think as athletes, that is like the number one thing people do is compare themselves to others. And I think I was saying in the first episode, I was saying, once an athlete, always an athlete. But there's some things to being an athlete that some habits you pick up on, like comparing yourself to others, that I think like we talked about, I carried on to my day-to-day now, you know, comparing yourself to others. So I think I've definitely had to catch myself there, but yeah, so that's definitely one thing that I got to work on. And, you know, just whether it's starting this podcast and making sure I'm not comparing myself to others, you know, because I want to have my own thing, you know. So I think that's definitely one thing.
Everyone's journey's different also. It's just like you can't compare because like you guys aren't the same people. Like,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can't, like everything's so different. So no, definitely.
Yeah.
Like competitive nature too.
Yeah.
With being an athlete.
Being
We all
yeah.
competitive.
You
We all
have,
athletes.
like you always want to be the best, but like there is a line where it's just
Where
like
it's just like, okay, we gotta chill.
like, focus on yourself. But yeah, it's definitely a hard balance.
Yeah, continue to run your race and keep God first. You know what I mean? Romans 8:18. You know what I mean? For those circumstances that you deal with, you always glorify Him, and then they're reveal at the end of the road as well.
Exactly.
So
Yes.
continue to do what you're doing. Samara, we so proud of you.
I know.
Thank you.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Growing up together.
We
and
really
now-
grew up together. Like I said, me and Shai played against each other, but we really like our moms went to high school together. My mom and your parents went to college together. So this has been a full circle moment, like we said. So, but yes, thank you guys so much for joining us on episode 3 of the chat, and I'll see you guys next time.
I see mine just be giving them facts. You all now just tune into the chat.